New York City has just made history, and the world is holding its breath. In a city that shapes global culture, controls financial power, influences media, and represents the heartbeat of America, Muslim has been elected as the mayor. For some, this is a moment of hope. For others, it is a moment of fear. And for millions watching around the world, it raises one burning question. Is this the rise of Islam in America? How did this happen? What does this moment mean for the future of American politics? And why is the election of one Muslim mayor shaking political power, media narratives, and cultural identity across the United States? Tonight, we go deep. Not into conspiracy, not into emotion, but into facts. Reality, numbers, and the real story behind the Zohran Mamdani era. Because this is not just a political victory, it's a historic turning point. New York City, a place known as the capital of the world, city of skyscrapers, Wall Street, Broadway, immigrants, dreams, and revolutions. A city where over 800 languages are spoken, and more than 8.5 million people live together, races, religions, cultures, and communities. And today, New York is being led by a man whose identity once faced barriers, suspicion, discrimination, and political exclusion in post-9/11's America. His name is Zohran Mamdani, young leader born in Kampala, raised in New York, trained as an organizer, and known for championing the rights of the working class, immigrants, and the oppressed. A man who openly says, "I am Muslim, I am American, and I will never hide who I am." For people watching this story unfold, this victory is more than political, it is symbolic. It represents the voice of nearly 1 million Muslims living in New York, a community rising from the shadows of Islamophobia, a shift in how America sees identity and power, and a new form of political representation in the West. But to understand why this moment is so powerful, we need to look deeper beyond headlines and beyond emotion. When New York announced the final results and declared Zohran Mamdani as the winner, mainstream media outlets exploded with reactions. Supporters cheered in the streets, chanting, "This is our time," and representation matters. At the same time, critics and opponents expressed concern, warning that a Muslim mayor could shift the identity of America. Television panels debated, is America changing too fast? Is religion influencing politics? Is this the beginning of a new political wave? Social media erupted with millions of comments, support, criticism, celebration, panic, excitement, and confusion. Whether someone supports him or not, everyone agrees on one thing: nothing will be the same again. Now, this is not the first time Muslims have held political office in the U.S. There are Muslim governors, members of Congress, and city council officials. But New York is different. New York is the largest city in the United States, one of the most influential cities in world politics. A symbol of American identity and freedom, and home to the largest Muslim population in the country. When someone becomes mayor of New York, they instantly become a national figure, often a future presidential candidate. So what does it mean when the most powerful city in the U.S. is led by a Muslim? For many Muslims across America, it means hope. For critics, it means fear of the unknown. For analysts, it means the political map is changing. To understand how this moment became possible, let's look at the numbers. Recent estimates show that between 750,000 and 1 million Muslims live in New York City. That's nearly 9% of the total population, with over 300 mosques across the city. This is one of the most religiously diverse Muslim communities in the world, with people from South Asia, the Arab world, Africa, Turkey, Europe, and the Caribbean. This means 1 out of every 10 New Yorkers is Muslim. Muslims in New York are not a small minority anymore. They are business owners, doctors, lawyers, taxi drivers, engineers, students, teachers, artists, and activists. They are not silent anymore. They are not invisible anymore. They are organized, engaged, vocal, and politically active. This is the community that helped elect Zohran Mamdani. not alone, but as a major force in a coalition of working-class people, youth, and students, progressive political movements, immigrant communities, and marginalized racial groups. This victory was not about religion replacing politics, but about religion gaining a place at the political table. To truly understand the emotional power of this moment, we need to go back in time. After 9/11, Muslims across America were treated with suspicion and hostility. There were mosque surveillance programs, hate crimes, bullying, discrimination, travel bans, and profiling. There was a constant fear of openly identifying as Muslim. Many Muslim children grew up hiding their identity just to survive. Today, that same identity is leading the largest city in the United States. That is what makes this moment revolutionary. Not because Islam is taking over America, but because Muslims are finally allowed to be a full part of it. Zohran Mamdani himself once said in a speech, "For years, being Muslim meant being afraid. Today, being Muslim means being visible," and those words became the anthem of this political wave. But here is the big question. Does this mean the rise of Islam in America? The answer is complex and powerful. Some critics fear that religious influence is entering politics. Some supporters believe this is proof that America is becoming more inclusive. Some analysts say this is the start of a new era of identity politics. But the reality is this. This is not about the rise of Islam as a religion, it is about the rise of Muslims as equal citizens. A community that was once marginalized has now become politically strong, socially relevant, and democratically empowered. This moment proves that democracy can evolve. Minorities can lead. Identity is no longer a barrier. And America is changing its story. This election didn't just shake the United States, it became international news. Headlines across the world asked, how did a Muslim become mayor of New York? What does this mean for US politics? Is Islam becoming a political force in the West? Some Middle Eastern countries celebrated it as a symbol of progress. Some Western commentators criticized it as a threat to national identity. Global media debated whether this moment represented political maturity or political danger. The world is watching because New York influences global power. When something changes in New York, the echo spreads to London, Paris, Toronto, Berlin, Istanbul, and beyond. This victory is not local, it is global. And this victory has already changed how political campaigns are built, how communities vote, how identity shapes democracy, and how minorities see their future. For Muslim youth who grew up hearing, "You don't belong here," today they hear, "You can lead here." For immigrant communities who were told, "Stay quiet, don't cause attention," today they say, "Speak loud, be visible." This election is not a story about religion controlling politics, it is a story about people controlling their destiny. So now we stand at the beginning of a new chapter. A young Muslim mayor leading the most powerful city in America. A massive Muslim population gaining political strength. Supporters and critics facing each other in heated debate. The world watching every step. And the questions that will define the future are, will this moment unite Americans or divide them? Will Muslim political power continue to rise or face resistance? Is this just the beginning or a temporary victory? Will Zohran Mamdani change America, or will America change him? The real story begins now. We will explore the political impact of his first decisions, the reactions from supporters and opponents, the role of Islam in shaping American identity today, and whether this victory will inspire others across the country. The world is waiting to see what happens next, because this moment is no longer just about one election. It has become a test for democracy, a test for identity, a test for the American promise that everyone is equal. Zohran Mamdani's victory is forcing the United States to confront a question it has avoided for decades. Can America truly accept a Muslim leader? Not tolerate. not just coexist, but fully accept. For years, America said that it stands for freedom, equality, and justice. But for years, Muslims lived under suspicion, stereotypes, and fear, especially after 9/11s. And now, suddenly, a Muslim is standing at the center of political power in the most influential city in the world. That alone is enough to shake systems. This is not just politics. This is symbolic. This is historic. This is a turning point in the American story. Ever since the election results were announced, the country appears divided into two emotional reactions. On one side, there is hope. These are the people who believe diversity is America's strength, that minority representation is necessary, and that the future belongs to young leaders. They believe religion should not define political capability. For these people, Zohran Mamdani represents a dream that minorities never thought could come true. He is a voice for those who are unheard, a symbol that progress is possible. In community gatherings, young Muslims have said, "For the first time, I feel like I belong here." Parents cried as they watched the news, not because of religion, but because, as one said, "My child can now believe in themselves." This hope is powerful. Hope is a force that builds nations. But then there's the other side, fear. On political talk shows, commentators have warned, this could influence American identity, or religion should not play a role in leadership. Social media is filled with heated debates. Some users have even written, "America is losing its culture, and this is the beginning of Islamization." This fear is not based on facts, but on emotion. Fear is not about what has happened, but what people imagine might happen. And fear spreads faster than truth. But here's what many people forget. Zohran Mamdani did not win because he is Muslim. He won because he addressed real problems. He spoke for working-class families. He fought for affordable housing and education. He challenged powerful corporations. He listened to people who had been ignored for far too long. Religion didn't make him mayor. The people made him mayor. This victory sends a powerful message to the world. America has always claimed to be the land of freedom, equality, opportunity, and justice. But for millions of immigrants, those words never matched reality. Now, a Muslim mayor in New York proves something powerful. America is changing, and minorities are not waiting for permission anymore. Muslims in America are no longer silent, hidden, afraid, or powerless. They are educated, organized, large in number, politically aware, and ready to claim their place. This is the real story that scares many people. It's not the rise of Islam dominating America, but the rise of Muslim visibility and confidence. It's the rise of Muslims standing up without fear. And that is why this moment is shaking the global consciousness. Think about the global impact. In the Middle East, news channels celebrated the victory as a sign of justice. In Europe, newspapers questioned whether this could inspire similar political wins. In South Asia and Africa, Muslim youth saw it as motivation. International political analysts have said, this proves that the world is changing faster than we expected. Because if New York, the city that once demonized Muslims after 9/11s, can now elect a Muslim to its highest public office, then the entire Western political structure is shifting. This is not just an American story anymore. It is a global signal. A signal that minority leadership is possible, that democracy is evolving, that identity cannot be suppressed forever, and that religion is no longer a political barrier. Let's go back to the numbers, because numbers show the truth. New York City now has around 750,000 to 1 million Muslims. That's almost 1 out of every 10 people. This means Muslims are no longer a small minority. Their vote matters. Their voice matters. Their existence cannot be ignored. And if political power is built on votes, then ignoring Muslims is now politically dangerous. This is the reason many analysts are saying, this is the beginning of a new political era for Muslims in America. Not because Islam is rising to dominate, but because Muslims are rising to participate. The United States has always been shaped by waves of immigrants. The Irish, the Italians, the Jews, the Latinos, the Asians, and now the Muslims. Every single group faced discrimination. Every group was told, "You don't belong here." But history always ended the same way. They became part of the American story. Today, Muslims are going through that same journey. When John F. Kennedy became the first Catholic president, America was terrified that the Vatican would control the country. But nothing happened. Today, many are afraid that a Muslim mayor means Islam will control America. But facts speak louder than fear. Electing a Muslim mayor does not change America's religion. It changes America's representation. And representation is the foundation of democracy. Of course, with this comes a massive responsibility for Zohran Mamdani. Leadership is a crown made from two metals, hope and pressure. Millions of people look at him with high expectations. Muslim communities want representation. Immigrant communities want justice. The youth want change. His opponents want proof that they were wrong, and his critics are waiting for a single mistake to say, "We told you so." His leadership is not just a position, it is a burden of symbols. Every decision he makes will be judged not just as a mayor, but as a Muslim mayor. Every mistake will be enlarged. Every success will be historic. That is the reality of being the first. He stands not only for himself, but for millions watching to see if he will succeed or fail. So now we ask again, is this the rise of Islam in America? The answer is bigger than religion. This is not the rise of Islam as a ruling system. This is not an Islamic transformation of America. This is not a religious revolution. This is something far more important and powerful. This is the rise of Muslim identity as equal citizens. This is the rise of political participation by a once silent community. This is the rise of representation after decades of exclusion. So yes, something is rising. But it is not Islam as a ruler. It is Islam's people rising as contributors to America, not strangers to it. So what happens next? There are three possible futures. The first is unity. This moment could inspire unity between religions and cultures. America could prove that identity is not a threat, but a strength. Young people from all backgrounds could feel empowered to lead. The second possible future is conflict. Opponents could intensify their resistance. Fear-based politics could grow stronger. Media propaganda could fuel division. And the third future is transformation. Muslim political participation could expand nationwide. More Muslim candidates could emerge, and America could enter a new era of multicultural democracy. Which future becomes reality depends on leadership, dialogue, wisdom, and time. The world is watching. History is writing itself. This story is far from over. This is only the beginning, and the most important chapter is still unwritten. Will America accept this new era? Will Muslims become fully included or pushed back again? Will Zohran Mamdani become a national figure or a political target? Is this the moment that changes the future of American politics forever? Time will answer, but one thing is certain. History has already changed. A Muslim now leads the most powerful city in the world, and nothing will ever be the same again. Thanks for watching. If this video made you think, please share it and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories shaping our world.